Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It's Monday morning. You know what I do on Monday morning? For those that are new here, I like to do a weekly show and tell, all the things that I worked on, thought about, that type of stuff, craft related over the last week. And oh my gosh, it's Monday again. Are you kidding me? We're like close to the middle of April. I mean, I don't know. This year has been flying. Oh, and then, yeah. Okay, so there's the eclipse today too. So a lot of people are kind of going all wonky on that. That'll be in the middle of my day, a few more hours. Yeah, I'll be at the office. It'll be fun. Anyway, want to see what's been going on in the yarning world? I've been working on a few things. Surprisingly, as I gathered everything around me, like I do every week, trying to get prepared. What did I work on? I'll look at my calendar. I got my little calendar here and going, look, I actually wrote things in it. I wasn't really good about writing them every day, but I did capture it. So I do know what I worked on and I know what I finished. One thing, just one, but that's all right. You know what that means? That means that in one of the weeks to come, there's going to be like a finishing dump. Yeah, that's my thing anyway, right? I mean, if you're working on a bunch of things and you got a bunch of different projects and you're just kind of, a little bit here, a little bit there, sooner or later, they're all going to be done. And, chances are it's going to happen on one week. There's going to be a finishing week, right? So I'm not concerned with it at all. I know I've gotten some things done and, it was Easter this last week or last weekend, right? And we had family in town and they just left recently and my husband wasn't feeling well. And, there's just stuff, right? Just stuff, life. And I'm so happy that I'm here to be able to tell you about it and to be smiling and happy. Life. What's the alternative, right? We're doing good. I'm blessed. I am not complaining at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the first thing. Okay, so it's the only thing that I actually got done this week. Oh yeah, you guessed it. I finished my square. This square is part of a series that Anne Regourd is doing for the entire year. She is releasing one square a week and it's free for 1 week only. This was square 14 and this one's no longer free. But, if you're following her, 15 is going to be out, right? You want to go grab that one. So this is square 14. I've been doing all of mine using Big Twist and the Big Twist value, which is 380 yards. And I can get 2 squares out of the one skein of yarn. Makes it really economical. These regular price are $4.49 each. I've gotten mine on deep discounted. A lot of them I've gotten for like $209 or $225, up to $250. So really inexpensive in comparison. But yeah, about $250, but average is about $250 for me. I've been doing really good. This one is the colorway, I believe, is Varsity Yellow. And you can see if you're not familiar with it, the yardage just really goes a long way. It's a good acrylic value yarn. That's it. It does what it's supposed to do. That's it. No frills, nothing special. It just works. So wonderful. My squares are like 16.5 inches and I'm liking the yellow. So I think when square number 15 comes out, I will probably do that one in the other half of the skein of yellow. So I'll have 2 of those and I am still working on how I'm going to start putting these together. But I got plenty of time. It's fine. There's no rush, right? I can work on that. I've got lots of ideas. I've come up with some really fun ideas in my head. I just have to figure out how to execute them. Yeah. Oh, and if you're counting, this is my square number 10. Yeah, I know it's square 14, but it's my 10th one done since I didn't start these at the very beginning when she started releasing them. So there's 4 of them that she has out that I have not done, but I've done 10. Not bad at all, huh? I know, it's exciting. And speaking of blankets, let's see, I have this. we all know and love. Well, if you don't know and love Crystal from Bag a Day Crochet, you should probably go check her out. She's been around for 10 years now. She hit her 1 million. That's right, 1 million subscriber goal. And I am so happy for her and so thrilled. I have been watching her for a little over 5 years now, I believe. You know, so I wasn't there at the very beginning, but then again, a little over 5 years ago, I wasn't watching anybody. So she was really the first one I started watching, and I'm really thrilled for her. I really am. She is so sweet, and she is wonderful, and she puts tutorials out. She's got over 1,000 free crochet tutorials. Absolutely amazing. This one is her Bavarian stitch rectangle tutorial for the blanket. This is my second one that I am working on. The colorway on this is Plum Pudding. This is one of the Caron Skinny Cakes, and this one's one of the discontinued colorways. I don't know where the full one is. A discontinued colorway. They do have the Caron cakes back, so they have a lot of really fun colors. I know Erin from Crafting Kitty is working on a blanket for her daughter using the Skinny Cakes, and that got me into going, you know, I can use mine. So it's my second one using the Skinny Cakes. The other blanket, very, very bright, vibrant, primary colors and the rainbow colors. And this one, I wasn't sure. I mean, I like the color. I got this because I liked it. I was going to make probably a sweater or something for me or maybe one of the grandkids. And, you know, I was thinking, for the kids for Camp Boggy Creek, since that's what I'm doing is donating the blankets, it wasn't bright enough. It wasn't just smack you in the face with neon, because that's what I like. I mean, I like the brights. You know, I'll do with the yellow. I'll do the orange. I'll do the bright pink and the green like that, right? You know, those just in the primaries and the really bright blues and the purple and, you know, those things. And I love this. But I'm like, is that, know the audience, right? Is that enough for the kids? Is that bright enough for the kids? But then you guys reminded me that children have different tastes too, just like adults do. And this will get loved. And purple was one of my favorite colors growing up as a little girl. It's changed over the years. Yeah, I'm saying that as I'm wearing purple. My husband loves me in purple. I wear a lot of purple. I love that man. But, you know, with all the purple in there and then that magenta and stuff, I think this will get snatched up. I think it'll be loved. So that's that one. I'll have Crystal's tutorial linked down below. That's what I followed for that and thoroughly enjoyed that. And if you don't know her, go check her out. She's amazing. So those were my blankets. No, that's not all my blankets. I guess, you know what? It was the comfort working. Obviously, that's the crocheted and the squares knitted. And then I also got a chance to work a lot on my husband's blanket. Since he wasn't feeling good, I could just have that draped over me. Oh, it feels amazing. I'm not going to lie. Oh my gosh, it is wonderful. So I was working on it, and it is 53 inches right now. This thing is amazing. You know, I'm going to stand up. I can't even show it all to you as it keeps going, right? So I did measure it. It's 53 inches. It's 60 wide, 53 right now. You know, we'll see how big. He was wanting it bigger, longer than he is tall. He's 6'1". So, you know, 72 inches is the 60 by 72. I looked up, there's the normal throw area size, whatever. I didn't know that, whatever. And then the 60 by 90 is a twin. So I'm shooting for somewhere between that 72 and 90. You know, if he wants it 90 and I'll make it 90 inches. I've got plenty of yarn for it. That's not an issue at all. And it has felt amazing while I'm working on it. I have it draped over my lap and it covers my feet. And you know, it's pretty wonderful. The yarn I'm using on this, here's my mangled skein. This is the Lion Brand Wool Ease Fair Isle. And it is normally $9.99 at Lion Brand or Joann. I got it at Joann. Serious sales. Believe it or not, I got it for $3.75. That's when I stock up on stuff. You know, what, you think I paid full price for all this? Oh, no, no, no. Not on your life, I didn't. So I got a bunch of these, and this one right here, it shows right there, those. If you follow Joann, and it tells, there's numbers on here too. It tells you what the number is. There's over 8,000 free patterns, and it gives the numbers. Oh, here we go. I'll write that down. Okay. So, oh, is it going to focus? But right here, it has the 3 different numbers. And yeah, I know that didn't help. For the hat, the mittens, and the cowl, you can make all of those with the 1 skein of yarn. I'll put those numbers down in the description because I know somebody commented they couldn't find it before. Without those numbers, it's hard to find. It really is. But if you want to get this, it's an 80% acrylic, 20% wool yarn, and, you know, make a cute little set, you can. There you go. Or use it for whatever you want to, like I am, making the blanket. And then I've contrasted it with the Red Heart Super Saver brushed yarn. And again, my first time using this particular yarn. This one is Soft Brick is the colorway. This one's Merlot. They're both worsted weight yarns. This one's made in Turkey. I'm not sure where this one's made. Yardage. Okay, so this is 253 yards, 5 ounces. And I've not had any issues working with it, thankfully, because some people reported that the fuzzies, it kind of gets in their nose and everything, and I was a little concerned. So when I first started using it, after reading that comment, it did get in my nose, but it doesn't anymore, so we know it was all in my head. I mean, it was literally all in my head. But if it bothers you, it bothers you. You know, it did for me for, like I said, for the day, but then I'm good after that. And the Merlot on this one, it's 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 348 yards. I believe I'm on the 3rd skein of each of them. I think that's what I'm at. I don't know. I just keep going and grabbing another one when I need it. And yeah, I'm going to get this off me because it's pretty warm. But yeah, look at that. I mean, isn't that just stunning? Oh my gosh. It is just stunning. I mean, you can just, you know, and I'm just kind of randomly doing the stripes with that brushed acrylic in there. Doing my own thing. I wrote down a pattern for it, you know, how I was going to do the basket weave and how I was going to change the colors. And then I abandoned that. You know, I'm doing my own thing. How they line up the way I want them to look, or I just don't care. It's nice. My husband likes it. He thinks it's pleasing to look at. And I've been enjoying working on it. I do have 2 other colors of the wool ease with contrasting colors that I can make other blankets with. So I thought that was a lot of fun. And this is my largest knit blanket I've ever made. I know some of you out there are making queen and king size blankets. God bless you. I mean, that is amazing. I don't know how you do it. I mean, you got to have lots of little projects in between because that can be demoralizing because those things go on forever. I know this one has. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I really, really am. And I know my husband's going to absolutely love it. So it's worth it. It is. And then, oh, another one that I got working on. I started working on my Brioche project because I'm going to have the final class really soon. We got to delay it because everyone in my family was sick. Well, I wasn't sick, but, you know, my husband and everything was sick. So they delayed the class for me. Since it was just the instructor, my friend, and myself, they're like, oh, we'll just go out a couple days later. I thought that was wonderful. So I thought, well, since the class was delayed and everything, I should actually do my homework. Yeah, do some of it, work on it. I'm supposed to be ready to bind off on something, whether it's the project that I'm working on for the class itself. You know, we all picked our own project. I picked a cowl that my friend also picked. Well, actually, she found the pattern and I just glommed onto it. I copied off her paper. But I don't think I'll be at the bind off part on this, so I'm going to have to take a test swatch of something, cast on with the Brioche, do a test swatch just so I can have something to practice binding off with. But I did start, I had to unknit multiple rounds, look at that, of my Brioche cowl because I had made a mistake. The last time I showed it, on these crossings right here, I was decreasing. I was taking 3 stitches and I misread what it said and I was decreasing it down to 1. So, you know, it was, no, that's, you're going to get strangled. This is a cowl. You're going to get strangled. So I had to pull all that back. I successfully did. So I was really happy about that. I didn't have to restart it, but that took some time as, you know, unknitting is just as slow as knitting can be, sometimes slower, but I got that done. And then it took me a little bit to understand what the pattern was saying. It wasn't hard. It was totally me. It was totally me. Trying to make it more complicated. That's, yes. So I got that, and now I'm able to continue. So I've got the cable looking right here, and then just the straight up and down stripes in between. And So this is the prominent side with the light color, and that right there. And then I turn it around so you can see with the other color. Look at that. So the way that that works, you know, you're just getting like little cross stripes of extra pink right there, but I think they're both beautiful. I really do. This one, the pink shows the cable. This one with the blue and that gorgeousness shows, I mean, look at that. Oh, that's stunning. You know, so either one is amazing. So having fun with that. I don't know. I've got more to go, obviously. I mean, it's a cowl. I don't know. Oh, don't lose stitches. I'm not good with this. Right? Don't lose stitches. So it's supposed to be a cowl. I've got a ways to go, right? Yeah. A couple inches, something like that. I'm not sure how big I'm supposed to make it. Maybe do a few more of these crossings, right? This pattern section in here. Make that a little bit longer, you know, do that maybe a little bit higher like that, and then finishing it off with just the plain down at the bottom. And then that'll be done. So happy with it. I did make some mistakes, and I left them. I did. I thought about pulling it back for a couple minutes, and I started to see if I could maybe drop the stitches down, because in regular knitting, I can drop the stitches down on things that I can fix cables. I do know how to do that. I can fix my knitting like that. Brioche is a little bit different. It's the same concept, but I'm not as practiced with it, right? You know, so I was a little concerned, not gonna lie. So I just left it, and I will show it to you because, you know, in all honesty and truthness, I will show you the mistakes. So this is the one right in here where I made the mistake. I was supposed to do another row of crossings. You can see this is a little bit longer right here, and I didn't. And I left it. So it's okay. It'll be on somebody's neck. It will be warm. It'll be comfortable. It will be beautiful. And I don't think anyone will notice, complain, or care. So I gave myself permission to move on. It is okay. You can have some mistakes. You don't have to fix everything. Some things I fix, no doubt. I definitely do. Some things I have to tell myself it's okay and just drive on. And this one, like, it's fine. It's fine. So you can let me know what you would have done. Would you have pulled it all back? I just didn't want to have to pull back multiple rounds, because that's what it would have been to fix it. And I wasn't comfortable with my skills to just drop those stitches down and re-knit those into the correct pattern. So I just left it. I did. And you know what? I'm kind of proud of myself. I am. I'm kind of proud. I'm like, it's okay. That's right. You don't have to make it perfect. You can do it. It's got character. Yes, just like me. It's got lots of character. There you go. So I'm just leaving it. I just got it. Done. I don't care. Well, it's not done, as you can see. But I've gotten quite a bit on it. So that is good. And you might have already seen, oh yeah, what's in this bag, right? My friend Rose gave me this bag, and it is just so cute and so wonderful. And it was just such a surprise. You know, she just does things like that. We do that, you know, crafting friends. When you find something that you think somebody else will really enjoy and you just kind of pick it up. Yeah. So this is my Arcane Fibres sweater that I am working on, and I am just thoroughly enjoying this. It feels absolutely amazing. What I did is I was able to finish that ribbing right there, and I did the ribbing goes like this, so it has a little bit of texture to it on top of just is 1x1 rib, but it has a little texture, has a little bit more patterning to it as far as that goes. So happy to get that part off the needles. Now I just have to, now that I've done that, I mean, that's exciting. Now I have to go ahead and put the sleeves on the needles and start with that. That's where I'm at. And I've done really well. I had 4 hanks of the Arcane Fibres, right? I went through all of the stuff because one of the things that I've noticed about me is I like a lot of color. I like a lot of crazy color. My crazy color doesn't always match. That's a good way to put it. So even though I had a lot of the Arcane Fibre yarn to choose from that I had purchased myself and everything, they didn't necessarily match. I didn't have enough of one color or two colors. So I needed 4 hanks. I didn't have enough to do a sweater that they matched. Let's put they don't match. They just, yeah. I like a lot of crazy colors, and I have other things that would have gone with my Arcane Fibres yarn. There's no doubt about it. Fingering weight is definitely something I thoroughly enjoy, and I have a lot of colors with it, hand dyed and semi-solids and things like that. That's my thing. That's my bane. I mean, it's just, woo, yeah. That's like, you talk about a magpie, you know, ooh, shiny. That's me. Fingering weight, that's my ooh, shiny. That's 100%. Absolutely love it. It gets me every time. And, you know, so I was going through all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I need 3 of one of the other or something. And then it hit me. I had these. This is the charcoal, and I had 2 of these. And this is the bumblebee, the busy bee, and I had 2 of these. And, well, I mean, we know I love those colors. I mean, come on, that's just stunning, right? I mean, if you don't like yellows, then it's gross. But for me, I love it. So I had those, and it's like, do I have enough? Because a lot of times with color work, you know, with the yoke and stuff, you can get away with just one hank of that, but you're going to need 3 for the body or something, especially how long do you want the sleeves? I mean, really, that's the point right there. So this is what I have left of my 4 balls. That's crazy. I don't know, do I have my little scale thing right over here? Ooh, look, I have my scale. Ha, I can get professional. Let's not get carried away. All right, so on my yellow, I have 57 grams left of the 100 grams. All right, so I've used a little over, well, not quite 1.5 balls, a little over, like I don't know math. Okay, so not quite 1.5 skeins of that. And then the charcoal, I have 71 grams left. So I've used 1.3 of this. So that's quite a bit. So overall, I've used less than 3 solid hanks for this. And this is a little over a full skein total, right, in weight, to do the sleeves, to stripe them, to put color pattern, whatever. The goal is to just use the yellow, and I'll get down to a certain point, make that decision, and maybe stripe in the charcoal if needed. That's the goal. And finish it off with the charcoal, maybe doing the ending like I did here, and doing a little bit more of a interest on that ribbing. But I'm not sure because I'm not there yet. And we'll see, because, well, isn't that how that goes when you're doing sleeves? You're kind of like, that's going to take a while. And then by the time you get there, you're like, I'm done with it. And then they become 3/4 sleeves. Yeah. Which I've gotten better with. You know, I'm 5'8", so I'm a tall woman, whatever, you know, I guess, I don't know. I had one job, they used to call me the Amazon woman. I'm like, I am not that tall. I am not the Amazon. And I wasn't even wearing heels. It's not like I was wearing heels. But as a kid, things would always ride up, right? You know, if you're tall, you know what I'm getting at. So then the 3/4 were something that I was not comfortable with at all until I made a really gorgeous cabled sweater, and it was supposed to be drop shoulder, and I made the sleeves. Yeah, it was 3/4. It wasn't supposed to be. And there was no way I was pulling that thing out. So I got over it. Yeah, that's literally what happened. I got over it because that was not, I was not going to do anything with that one. So that is my sweater, and having fun with that. I mean, oh, how much fun. And I've got my husband's is ready, and what I've done with his is right here. So I've gotten it to where, because I don't remember, it's been a while since I've touched his sweater. I've got the needles on it, so I'm ready with that. I've got all of my these marks right here. This is just some thread that I used as a marker right down there on both of my sleeves, since I have those. So I'm counting those to make sure that I actually did stop at the same round for each of them. I mean, it looks like it, but I don't want to assume, right? And then I've got to add about this much. So I'm excited. I'm right there. I'm ready. I've untangled the yarn, because by doing this for so many times and then just tossing it, unceremoniously tossing it in the chair next to me, it got tangled. It really did. I've got my yarn wound. I am ready to do that. And I'm excited with this too, because once I do that and get it connected, it's going to go pretty quick. I've just been procrastinating for some crazy reason. There's no sense in that at all. This is the Viking pattern Norse from the book Viking Knits. It's got that gorgeous cable. Absolutely loving it. So I just need to, you know, say stop it and start working on it. And I'm right there. I'm feeling it. because I did that with mine. So that was a start. And that's, you know how you can kind of feel yourself pull out of just being, I'm not depressed, that's not it. But, you know, as far as my comfort knitting of not wanting to do anything crazy or what have you. So I'm kind of getting out of that now, and I'm like, ooh, all the ideas are right there. And what do I want to work with? And I'm excited about that because then I can go back and work on my husband's sweater. And that's what I mean by, even though this week I only got one thing done, I worked on a lot. I feel like it's gonna explode. It's all the creative juices are there on different ideas that I have going on, and once it just, you know, uncorks, it's just gonna be amazing. Speaking of doing something, going out of my comfort zone, it's not really out of my comfort zone, but it's definitely not something that I wanted to work on. Is look at this, look at this. Isn't that pretty? So this is sock yarn, right? Isn't that gorgeous? Wait, we know I like my yellows. And then look at this. Okay, so we've got this gray right here. So believe it or not, I got these at the thrift store. Unbanded. I mean, yeah, they have bands on them, but that's not like a yarn label of any sort. This was a partial. They're both partials. Look at those. Cuffs and heels and toes. And regular. I weighed them to make sure that I would have enough so I wouldn't get surprised, right? So I have plenty to do all of the accent features with this and then make this the main sock. And with the amount that I had, I can do that for my oldest son's socks. He's got size 13 feet, so he needs the most yarn, you know? And generally I make it with one ball of yarn, 100 grams anyway. But when I'm getting down to that toe and the end and everything, sometimes it's a little bit going, did I overestimate? Did I whatever? This right here was over between both of them, over 100 grams. So I've got plenty. And oh yeah, I did it. I cast on my first pair of socks for, ouch. How I just stabbed myself. How I really did. Oh, that hurts. But I cast on size 1 needles. Look, I got a little... right there, you can see it. I just stabbed myself. Yeah, no blood, that's good. Stabbed my leg too. All right, size 1 needles, right here. I did it. I started. This is my first pair of socks for the year. How exciting. And I'm happy, right? You know, I don't generally start them until around the June-ish time period because I procrastinate that long. So having started now, there's a chance that I can do the 1 a month, in a couple months do just a little bit more and have plenty by the end of the year without any stress. So that is the goal. We'll see. Or the goal is no stress, whether or not I get one done a month before then or not. And then look at this. So here I'm doing, that's some ribbing, and I've did a twisted rib right there. And that's going to be the center back. And I'll continue to add, you know, that twisted rib all the way down till the heel flap. And what that's going to do, since this is 72 stitches, my son's got bigger feet and everything, but his ankles aren't really huge. So that's going to kind of gather that up just a little bit, kind of tighten that around that area and that back ankle to hopefully give a better fit and to make that look just a little bit nicer. So thrilled. I mean, so what do you think? It's funny. I started it, and I got the cuff done, and look at that. It's got that hot color like this in there. It really does. I mean, how cool is that? So it has that in there. We know I love that. And then I cast, and I started on with this, and I looked at it, and I asked my husband, I'm like, well, what do you think? Because I was thinking maybe it was too plain. And he's like, why are you second guessing yourself? It looks great. And I was about ready to pull it out. I was about to there, and I was going to pull it out and then maybe put a pattern of some sort. And he's like, why? It looks good. Move on. And you know, he's right. So I'm just going to move on. Just like, okay, I don't need to be stressed out. My first pair of socks for the year. I did it. Okay, they're not done yet. I get it. But, you know, I started, right? And I've got some little patterning detail in it and everything. I mean, how exciting. I'm doing it. So that right there shows me that I'm kind of moving out of just the simple. I get it. Socks are around and around simple. But since I have that little thing in my head that says socks not yet, they're not quite the around and around simple. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, you want to see? I stabbed myself pretty good. I really did. I got myself with the needle. It's okay. But hazards of crafting. At least I didn't sit on it. Oh my gosh. I've heard those stories and everything, you know, sitting on like small crochet hooks or knitting needles. Oh, no, 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 thank you. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.